India, being a melting pot of cultures, traditions, and such a rich food history, we have so much to celebrate and rejoice. Today, let's make a quintessential Indian sweet called Ghevar. In a deep bowl, let's first take some ghee. This is melted ghee. And let's cream this now. We need to keep turning the bowl, continue whisking. It kind of aerates the entire ghee and it becomes nice, soft and creamy. And this can take anywhere between 4 to 5 minutes. Now that the melted ghee has become nice and creamy, the next ingredient that goes in is some cornstarch. Let's cream this well. Now that this mixture is well creamed, let's start adding the refined flour. I'm going to add this in 2 to 3 batches. So first is to add the first lot, mix it well, and add in some water. If you've noted this recipe, it's a mix of fat and water. That's the reason why you cream the ghee first and then incorporate the flours and the water. So keep creaming it well. And now that this is all well done, let's add in the next batch of refined flour. Once this mixes well, I'm going to add in the next batch of water and continue mixing this till it becomes a nice homogeneous batter. Scrape the sides so that it becomes nice and even and there are absolutely no lumps in the batter. And finally, the last batch of flour and water. Once this is nicely mixed, the last ingredient that goes in, baking soda. Let's mix this well and the Ghevar batter is ready. Let's keep this aside and let's move to step 2, which is making the sugar syrup. For this, I'm going to heat a pan, add in the sugar, and along with this, some water. Let's give this a quick mix and allow the sugar to melt. Now if you notice, this sugar syrup is a little pale yellow in color. So let's clear this of all the impurities. For that, there's a small little home trick. Let's take a tablespoon of milk and splash this in the syrup. Let this bubble nicely, and just in 30 to 40 seconds, you will see that all the impurities rise right on the top. These impurities that have now collected on the surface of the syrup need to be skimmed. So I'm now going to carefully remove all of this and transfer it in another bowl. These collected impurities can now be thrown away, and the syrup needs to be cooking till it forms a one-string consistency syrup. Let's take a little bit of the syrup. Once it moderately becomes cooler in the spoon, let's take it between the index finger and the thumb. And when you press it and lift the finger, you see a string-like consistency. Now this is a one-string consistency syrup. The syrup is now ready. Off goes the flame, and I'm splashing in some rose water for some extra flavor. Now that the batter and the sugar syrup are both ready, let's look at how to fry the Ghevar. A little crucial, a little difficult, but don't worry, I'll make it easier for you. So the first step is to take ghee in a saucepan. Let's melt this ghee on moderate flame. Now that this ghee has heated up, I'm transferring this to another burner and let this continue heating on low flame. Well, alternately, let's understand this apparatus. Well, here is a vessel with a flat bottom and relatively shallower. And here I have a cookie cutter or a cake ring, whichever was available. This goes on a burner with the ring cutter right in the center. And now if you notice, I'm transferring a little bit of this ghee till half this ring is now submerged in ghee. Let's increase the heat to high flame and let the ghee heat up completely. Now that the ghee has heated up, let's turn the flame to moderate heat and let's add in the batter. How? Let's see. Let's take a few spoonfuls of this batter and spoon by spoon, let's drop it right in the center of the ring mold. Once the bubbles settle in, add in the other spoon. Once this gets a light brown tinge, let's add in the ghee which is bubbling right next to this. And this is what forms the beautiful honeycomb-like texture. So here if you see, the ghevar has now released itself completely. Let's pick this now and transfer this straight in the sugar syrup. Let's splash in some sugar syrup. Let this be in for exactly 30 seconds. Let's lift this very carefully without breaking. Let's place this on a plate and let's start making the other ones. Our ghevars are ready. Let's garnish and begin to serve. For this, let's start cutting some almonds and pistachios. Let's sprinkle this on top of the ghevar. After this, I'm going to garnish this with some gold leaf. Well, you can alternately also use silver leaf. Well, it's popularly in Hindi known as vark. And finally, some rose petals. So here is the special festive ghevar ready for your friends and family. Do try this at home, and for the detailed measurements, check the description box below. This is the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar signing off, and a very happy Independence Day. See you soon.